Hello, welcome to the second video. In this video, we're going to learn about how to create the bridge geometry for the student steel bridge competition using GT-STRUDL. First thing that you need to do is download the software. Okay, now you can download the software by just Googling here. This is my home computer, and you can just Google GT-STRUDL and download. Okay. And if you go here, there's the GT-STRUDL website. And if you scroll down here, there is a link to download the demo, okay? So now I've downloaded the PDF document here. You can download it also. I'll provide you with the links. And in this document, you can actually go to the table of contents. And it's you can actually click on any of these items in the table of contents and move to the location that you want to start off with. So I'm going to go with the chapter 5, which talks about bridge geometry. Okay, now the best way to go through this tutorial is basically to have this PDF document open on any other computer or another monitor, and then it'll be easy for you to follow along. Or you can use your iPad to open up this document on Amazon Kindle, and also do it that way. So multiple ways of doing the same tasks, but it would be very difficult for you to do this using just one computer. So as the instructions say, first what you need to do is start off GT-STRUDL 2018 R1 or 2019 version will do. Okay, so I do that. I click on GTS icon, and it launches GT-STRUDL. Now you can also launch it using this start bar, like the instructions say. But when it starts GT-STRUDL, you have these options. Okay, you can go to the model wizard, you can go to GT menu, command mode, or you can do CAD modeler. Okay, now here I'm just going to click on GT menu, which is the graphical user interface for GT-STRUDL, and it opens up this screen. First thing in any analysis product that you want to do is set up the unit system. So if I go to units, active units, I'm going to set the units to inches because my bridge is going to be constructed in inch unit system, and the force unit I'm going to set it as kip. Okay, so if I say OK, now that becomes my active unit system. Next task is to go into place members. Okay, but now here if you see place members, the type of sections that you have are if you click on these three dots, they are basically standard AISC 15th edition sections and you know, things that are available in the steel mills. Okay, but for the student steel bridge competition, we have some custom tubes that we're going to use, and those tubes are not available in this database. Okay, so my goal is to go in and fill this out using my custom sections or user profiles. Okay, and the way you do that is using GT command mode. Okay, you can't do it here. Okay, so I'm going to close this dialog box, close this, and if you look at your document, okay, the PDF document, the instructions actually say that you need to go into the command mode. Okay, so you could have you could have selected command mode right here, and directly you would have entered this particular mode. But you can also go to GT menu and close GT menu, and you'll be back here. If you wanted to go back to GT menu, you can go click on modeling, GT menu, and you will be back to the graphics. Okay, so you can go back and forth between the command mode and GT menu, and they're both in sync. Okay. Okay, so our task is to create those sections now inside GT-STRUDL. So as the step number 4 says, we need to go to modeling and then go to data management. Okay, and that's the menu, data management, and here we're going to click on create custom sections property database. Okay, now create cross-section property database. Here I'm going to create file, new cross sections. Okay, and here you have different types of profiles that you can select from, like eye shapes and so on. And as I said, we want to create tubes, so I'm just going to go and click on structural tube cross sections. Okay, click on next, and it says that you do not have permission to write to this directory that I am in. Okay, so I'm just going to go and start creating those, and I'll talk about that later. Okay, or we can deal with it right now. Okay, if you wanted to select where this has to be saved, okay, I can actually create a folder on my C drive to basically save this this model that I'm going to create and so on. Okay, so this is my home computer, and you can see if I go to my C drive, I have a folder called data, and then I have a folder called let's say Ravi. Okay, and here I can just go in and go to right click, click on new, and create a folder called GT Strudel. Okay, so I'm just going to create that data folder, and here if I right click and copy, so that's where I want to store my files. Okay, now the thing is, like, this is not in the user documentation that I've sent you, but I'm just going to close GT Strudel at this point and relaunch it. Okay, and if I launch it, here the working directory is c:temp. I can set it to if I had that in my in the memory here, I can set it to data Ravi GT Strudel. Okay, and then go directly to command mode. So now that directory actually becomes the active working directory. So now if I go to modeling, data management, create cross-sectional properties, and if I go to file, new cross-section, structural tube sections, click on next, it still says that you do not have write permissions into the GT Strudel directory. The long name conversion file is created and saved in your working directory. Okay, so now it's going to go to that directory that I just created, and you see this user.ds file that is your section database is actually being saved in that folder now, okay, that I just created. Okay, so I just covered some things that are not in the book, okay, but I just wanted to let you know that. Now, once I've done that, I'm just going to, it's asking me for the name of the table name, right? Now, for the table name, I'm just going to call it T15, okay? Let's just call it T15. And if I say the units of length, I'm just going to set it to inches. And if I say OK, now I can start creating my profiles. Okay, so I'm just going to say T. The first one is going to be T 1.5. Okay, so this is a 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch, square tubing. Web thickness, let's say, is going to be 0.18. Then the width is going to be 1.5 as well. Flange thickness is going to be 0.18. So this is like entering things in an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, so I can maximize this if I wanted to do that. And for the long name, I'm just going to call it TUB 1.5 times by 1.5. Okay, 1.55 by 1.5, right? Now I can just, let's say, have that, copy and paste that. Now this is going to be T 0.5, let's say, and this is going to be 0.5 by 0.18, let's say. Flange width is 0.5. Thickness again would be 0. Actually, this is 0.18. Okay, that's a mistake. Someone caught it. So 0.18. And then the long name would be zero point 0.5, let's say 0.5 by 0.5, right? Okay, so we have created those. The second section, the third section is going to be T 2.0, okay? So for T 2.0, I'm just going to put in the depth as 1, the width is 2, 0.18 by 0.18. Once that's done, the next task is to step number 11 in the book says click on File, Save As, or Save. And it's going to save it as a GTT table, and I'm just going to save that, and I'm going to create that table, click on OK. And the beauty about that is now it's actually done creating the user table. Now here in GT Shell, it actually shows you all the properties that I inputted, input properties, and you can also see the output properties. Okay, so everything's like your moment of inertia, the cross-sectional areas, everything's shown here, and it's also stored for you for future use. Okay. Okay, so now that everything's done, I'm going to actually close out. I'm just going to click on OK, and I'm not going to save any changes. And I'm back out to the Windows Explorer. Okay, so that basically is the end of our chapter video number 2. In video number 3, we'll look at how to create the bridge geometry using GT Strudel, using the GT menu interface and the sections that we created in this video. Thank you.